Hi guys, I'm Savanna, as he said. I did the IB. I graduated in May 2021, and I took the exam route because I did it in Hong Kong. So, okay, I did the exam route. So I did since I did it in Hong Kong, and our situation was fine and safe enough for us to go in and do the exams. So I've had that experience as well as doing the IB for 2 years, like other people who did the non-exam route have.
How was it like doing the exams? What would you say?
Okay, I am a very easily stressed out person. So I found it really stressful in the beginning. I don't know what changed between me feeling like so stressed that I couldn't function like before I started studying, and then once I started studying, I was just in the flow and I would like kind of feel the fear and then like do it anyways.
I read this quote today that said something like the key to overcoming anxiety is action, or the antidote to anxiety is action. Do you think that's something
Literally,
that
yeah,
yeah?
exactly. Like I was, yeah, I just felt so like I don't okay. At the beginning, I remember feeling scared and anxious and like, oh my God, like what if I can't do this? And then I kind of just forgot about that, and then I just like did it, like studied, put the work in, and then I don't remember feeling any fear. I mean, I obviously probably did, but like I don't remember it.
Like
So
nerves or fear or
nerves, probably nerves more. But that wasn't like what was at the forefront of my mind. I was just like focusing on like the next step. And like you've said to me before, how do you eat an elephant?
yeah, yeah.
You like you take small bites and like bit by bit. So it was kind of like that. Like instead of focusing on the huge big elephant, like I just took small bites and that helped me like not be
Like
scared.
break
Yeah,
down the
yeah,
task.
exactly.
So how was the IB in general? Did you like enjoy it? How?
I really enjoyed it because I felt I like doing things that I'm good at, and I feel like school, especially high school, was something that I I was I figured out how to be good at it near the end of high school. Like so during the IB, I had learned how to be good at school, and like I'd learned like formulaic ways of like doing things that I would get results that I like
So
feel
like you had like
successful with.
certain techniques or strategies
Yeah,
that.
exactly. That I like kind of developed over the years of high school.
Do you want to like share some of those,
Sure.
like briefly? Because I know you have your own YouTube channel where you talk about all that. So definitely go check that out. It's the first link in the
Yes.
description.
Savanna Arin.
Yeah, but would you mind like sharing some of
Yeah,
those like
of course.
briefly?
Um, so I remember I did the MYP, and for assignments we would be given rubrics. So like an outline of what you would need to do to get into like the 7-8 band. And I know in the IB it's like quite similar, or like, at least my school gave us like an outline of like things that you should have, like an introduction, a conclusion, like basic things like that. And if you like follow them, then you're golden and good. Another thing I really liked using was like my teachers, not even necessarily my teachers, but the teachers in my school. If I thought that they could help me with something, I loved reaching out to them, and they'd also find it like nice because I was like a student who was interested in like wanting to know more and ask more. So like the teachers, I was lucky because I found teachers who liked that and weren't like, you're not my student. Like, why would I give you some
Yeah.
feedback on this assignment? I found teachers who were like, oh, yeah, sure, of course. Like, it's nice that you're reaching out and like putting effort into this.
So like a little loophole around that you're only allowed a few revisions
Yeah,
per
yeah,
book.
exactly, exactly.
I did that for my TOKSC too.
Yeah, same, same. Like, just going and asking people like for their opinions and to make sure that I was on the right track with things was helpful.
So what assignments did you like seek teachers out, or like what specific assignments did you find that you needed the most help with, or that supervision like helped the most?
Okay, definitely my math IA because at my school there were three IB math teachers, and I didn't find okay, I did find my math teacher helpful, but specifically for the IA, I felt like what he told me wasn't enough for me to have like clarity on whether my idea was okay or like whether it could be actually used because I was worried about copyright or the
Like
like
plagiarism?
violating. Yeah, yeah, not because I was copying someone's IA, but because I found an idea on the internet that somebody else had already done an IA on, and I found it interesting, and I wanted to like try a different angle with it, and I wasn't sure if that would count as like plagiarism or violate any of like the IB, because I didn't want to like fail math because of that. So I went to my math teacher, and then he was like, yeah, it's fine. Okay, I was like, okay, thanks for your opinion. I'm gonna like take it with a grain of salt. And then I went and I asked 2 other teachers, and also I if it was fine, and they were like, yeah, people do that. And then I also asked them for I got different opinions on how I could change it and make it my own, which was helpful. And yeah.
Yeah, and so maths. What were your subjects? Because I think I completely forgot to.
Yeah, okay. I took HL biology, HL chemistry, and HL economics, and then SL Chinese Mandarin, SL English language and literature, and SL math AA.
And you got, do you mind sharing your score?
I got a 43.
Wow, a 43. So you're definitely full of tips and tricks.
Yeah.
That you're gonna share at some point.
Yeah.
What would you say was like the biggest deciding factor in you getting like a 43? Like, what was the one thing that you did, either like in one specific subject, like consistently, that allowed you to get such a high mark?
Okay. I think it's okay. It might sound like a far stretch, but I think this is what was that. In the beginning of the year, I decided that I wanted my teachers to see that I had potential, or that I was like a student worth investing in, kind of. So I would like sit at the front of the class, or like ask questions and answer easy questions, so that when they asked harder questions that I might not know the answer to, they wouldn't pick on me, and they'd pick on someone else, because they thought like, she knows her stuff. And then, so like if they think that I am interested and keen, then they'll be more likely to like give me advice for like essays and coursework, because I recognize that focusing on coursework was like a smart thing to do, because it's kind of tangible. Like, you know that if you get it done and like you do it well, and it's kind of formulaic as well. It's not like the exams where they could ask literally anything on the humongous syllabus, and it's like like really scary and like random. So I was like, okay, I'll focus on that, like make sure my coursework is good. And I think I did make sure my coursework was quite good. However, I was really surprised by like at the end, when you get your IB grades, they give you like a breakdown of your percentages and stuff. For some reason, like completely by surprise, in subjects that I didn't think I was going to do as well in the exams, I did like way better than I expected, and my coursework was actually less good. So it was my exams that brought it up, which I was like completely surprised by. Yeah, like Chinese, like I didn't think I was going to be good in the exam, like.
But you were good in the exam.
Yeah, like I studied a lot, like leading up to the exam, and like I think I studied a good way, kind of. Yeah.
Do you have any like ways in which you study? Maybe not Chinese specifically, but like how did you study?
Okay. I found it really helpful studying with another person, like not necessarily like in person, like asking each other questions or like that, but just FaceTiming a friend and going through IB database, like IB question bank questions. Like for that's how I studied bio and chemistry, like through multiple choice questions on Exammate, which is a question bank that's really good. With my friend, we'd just be on FaceTime, and then we'd like go through them together silently, and then if we had like something that we couldn't figure out, we'd like talk about it and try to reason through it. And I think that helped me so much.
That sounds like helpful.
Yeah, because I think also like saying difficult things out loud and trying to teach another person like would really concreted it in my brain.
Yeah. And okay, now where are you like now? What do you study? Where?
I mean, I'm friends with you.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm at Humanitas University as well. I'm studying a course called MedTech, which is a 2-degree course. One half is biomedical engineering. Studying medicine.
So what we've like the people that are only studying medicine have had just like anatomy, physiology, not physiology yet, but like anatomy, neuroanatomy, a bit of physics, histology, all that. They've had that, and on top you've studied physics, biology, physics, maths, and chemistry. And do you find that your study method is the same or comparable now than in the IB, or is it like completely switched?
That is so interesting. So during the IB, I did not have one concrete studying method. Like, yeah, I had the FaceTiming my friend, studying parallel play parallel studying. But I didn't have like, okay, I pay attention in class, I go home, I review that class. Like I didn't have a structure like that or like a weighted method to do it like consistently. It was kind of just whatever I felt like at the moment or whatever my friend's method of studying that I was like, that sounds good, I'll try it. And then I tried it for a bit, like just trying out different things in the IB. So I never actually created like a solid method of studying for myself. So in university, I'm also still trying to figure out my way of studying. Now I'm using like flashcard ways such as Anki, which I'm finding works really well, like the spaced repetition.
Do you think it would have worked during the IB?
I tried in the IB. I did not know how it worked. I didn't know how to make like good questions, so I did like half a topic for biology, and then I like gave up because I didn't know how to use it efficiently. But here I'm trying to do it more consistently, and I think it's working. Yeah. So if you learn how to use it, if you make the effort in IB, I think for sure it should work.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
For some subjects.
Yeah, like the methods I used to study don't work for like maths or physics, for example. And I know that, and you just have to like adapt.
Yeah.
But okay, so you wouldn't say that IB gave you the like how to study teachings or knowledge, but do you think that it gave you other stuff that have come in handy for university? Like, is it worth doing it, or would you have rather done something else, or was it like, I don't know.
Okay, I think IB is like notoriously known for being like a relatively intensive high school program. I have nothing to compare it to, so it just felt it was challenging. Like it kept getting more challenging. Like it obviously was very hard. I don't think it deserves like the kind of like title as like the hardest okay, it's probably okay. I don't think it's undoable.
Yeah.
I don't think it's not doable. I think it's definitely doable.
I agree.
And I don't think it's that impossible. Like people say it's like, okay, I don't know. Different people, it feels different for different people. But for me, I'm glad I did it. It felt like the right amount of challenging, not like something that I like killed myself to get through. I was able to like have a social life, like stress enough about universities and like do those admission tests and things and like kind of be like well balanced while doing it.
How did you like achieve that balance? Was it hard for you to get that balance, or did it just kind of come naturally?
Okay, so I think it came naturally because I was already doing like extracurriculars before I started the IB. Like I was swimming for like a few years before, and I kept swimming twice a week, things like that. And also with CAS really helped to like force some balance. Yeah. So that's, CAS helped to force some balance with like finding things that I was already doing and then kind of looking at them in a perspective that would make it applicable to CAS and then using those things.
So like kind of making CAS work for you.
Yeah. So I didn't have to go out and search for like completely new activities to do.
What were like some of the things you did? Do you remember?
Yeah, I do. So I started my creativity project, my creativity cast in the beginning of 2020, which was great because I could take advantage of like the situation, and I wanted to learn how to sew and like use my sewing machine that I had that was just sitting in my room. So I decided to like start making masks, and I like kind of gave them to people in my community.
I actually didn't know that you did that.
Thank you. I didn't. They were like really small masks for like little kids.
That's really cool. That's really helpful. That's service too, obviously.
Yeah, I use it as creativity, but it does like apply to service.
But,
yeah.
I mean, if you're giving something like that useful.
Yeah.
Sure. But yeah.
And then I don't remember what else I did for creativity. If I remember, I'll come back to it. For activity, I did swimming and basketball because I was in the basketball team at my school, and I had like a swim team outside of school that I went to like on a regular basis. And those were just things that I did in my life, regardless of whether I was going to do CAS, because my parents kind of wanted me to have a sport. And I also loved it. Like, yeah, it was just a fun thing to go to and like take my mind off school and everything. And then I was able to turn that into CAS, which was kind of great. And then for service, I'm pretty sure, what did I do? Okay, I think I volunteered for this organization, like a homeless, it was like relief of, okay, not relief, but like helping to collect supplies and like donate them to homeless people in Hong Kong, which like is a huge crisis. Yeah. And then I did something else. I don't remember. Oh, I do. It was for my CAST project. It was a service and activity project. It was me and a group of friends. We created like a workout plan, like a boot camp style thing, and we carried that out over the course of a few months.
Oh, wow.
We even like recruited a trainer, one of my friend's dads, who
Oh.
is like severely good at fitness. Yeah. Yeah. And then we like worked together with him to create like a program, and we that was our service, like creating this program for people where like the lockdowns were kind of intense in Hong Kong at the moment. And so like many group activities like swimming or basketball we weren't able to do, and other people weren't able to get out of their house and do like similar things. So it was things that you could do at home.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Adapting.
Yeah.
So what I'm understanding is that it's important to do stuff like that you like or that you already enjoy doing for CAS. Do you think that applies to other things like IAs or extended essays, like applying things that you love? Or what do you think is like the key way of choosing an IA or extended essay topic?
Okay, I think that is important because it's something that you're going to be working on for such a long time. Like the extended essay is going to be like a year.
Yeah.
So for you to have that motivation to continue doing it, it should ideally be something that you're passionate towards. But if you're doing like a chemistry IA, like not many, like you don't have to be passionate about like molecules or whatever. Like you can find something that I think it's also like equally as important or even more important that you have something that you'll be able to write a lot about. Like
So having
be able
something to say, or
not personally, not like your own opinion, but that you'll be able to find great information about on the internet or be able to discuss in the evaluation section well. I think that is more important than being passionate about your IA topic, because you get like in the introduction you get to write about personal significance, and if you have something that you're so like greatly attached to, you will still only get to write like a few sentences about it, because the word count like might not allow you to write like a paragraph about it. So you'll be able to show personal significance, which is great, but like you can also kind of come up with personal significance. Okay, no, you can make stretches. Like, you can stretch.
Yeah, you can make it work for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So what did you do for your EE then?
Because I was planning on going to medical school, and I thought I wanted to apply to the UK, and I thought, okay, if I write an extended essay about something related to medicine, I can write it in my what's it called? Personal statement. Yeah. And so I wanted to do something related to biology. And I was working together with my EE supervisor and trying to come up with a topic, and we like came up with this idea, which was related to how different foods, like different types of foods, can influence metabolism, because at first it was related to Chinese medicines, kind of like trying different types of Chinese medicines and seeing if they would stick to their claim, and like leveling it, like comparing it to what like Western medicine, like comparing it to pharmaceuticals, to see how they would like measure up to their claim, whether they could actually carry it out. But I thought that might be like a bit tricky, dealing with like human trials and stuff like that. I didn't want to do that, so I wanted to bring it down to like a cellular level. And I also was more interested in chili for some reason, like seeing how different types of chili impacted human metabolism. But I couldn't do humans again, so I tried it with yeast, and I like found a way to connect yeast metabolism with human metabolism in my write-up of my essay, which I think like scored me a few points, like and so yeah, it was like a process that I was working with my EE supervisor to like come up with my idea. Like I worked on it a lot to come up with something that I was happy with. So it was how different, I think it was cayenne pepper, chipotle pepper, and a blend of like red chili peppers. Those were my three types of chilies. And then tried to, and then I applied them to yeast to see how they like how their respiration changed. And the big topic that I was connected to, I managed to connect it to hypothyroidism, which is a disease that kind of is correlated or has a symptom of low metabolism, which can lead to things like fatigue or like overweightness, like things like that. So that was my like, oh, maybe it can. And I also remember that I found this so interesting because I found that it was super prevalent in low income countries, like third world countries. Hypothyroidism. So it was correlated to iodine, something to do with iodine and like a thyroxine, T3, T4 hormones, something like that. And I was like, okay, they don't have access necessarily to like pharmaceutical drugs to cure these symptoms. Yeah. What if they can just use chilies, things that are found
to like
in their to like help their symptoms. So that was what it was about. And I'm really proud of myself.
That's really cool. That's really cool. It's not something I would have like ever thought of. So like, it's definitely like you take the like creative, original aspect to it, which is one thing I've said a lot, that like you're a big part of the extended essay has to be like kind of original and creative, or like your own take on something, even if it is something.
Yeah, like yours is definitely that. Like I've never heard of.
Yeah. So we talked a bit about exams in the beginning. Do you have anything to say about that now? Like tips, tricks, anything? Like 43 is not little points. So what do you think made you get there?
Okay. So leading up to my exam time, my parents were being super like supportive and trying to help me overcome my anxiety and like be able to kind of leave no stone unturned and like go into the exam with like as much confidence as I could. And something my dad told me that he thought was really important. He's a pilot, so he has had like continuous examinations like throughout his entire career. So he's kind of like an expert in that field. He told me that he thought the key to exams was like visualization, like kind of visualizing yourself in the exam room multiple times so that you lose the fear of doing the exam, and you're able to, once you sit down, it's not like you're in a state of panic. It's rather that you have a clear mind and you're able to sit down and just like attack the paper. So I didn't really do it every single night because I forgot to do it every single night, but he said it would be like great if I would like before I go to bed just like imagine, like visualize the process of me like waking up, putting my clothes on, brushing my teeth, eating breakfast first, brushing my teeth, like leaving out the door, getting on my bus, walking to school, like going the specific path that and I seeing like a pond before I went to my exam, like sitting down, having like the introductory thing where like they're giving us the instructions for the exams, and then flip it like, and then being told, okay, you can go, and then starting the exam, and then I could fall asleep. So I just like
and did you do it?
I did it a few times, and I do honestly think that it had like it like helped me in some way, because I don't know if it's just like the type of person I am. Like I'm very like I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. I wanted to be wearing like a certain like a shirt that was special to me. Okay, like I like assign meaning to things like the shirt I was wearing, and I felt like that if I wore the shirt I would be able to do well. I don't know. I know it sounds silly, but like little things like that. So like just anything that will allow you to sit there and feel confident and like ready to go. Like yeah.
So like things that aren't necessarily related to like studying an extra hour or like reading 10 more pages.
Things that make sure that you're in the right mind space, headspace,
mindset.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And okay, so like just to like wrap it up, do you have any tips or suggestions for somebody that's either like about to start, or that is like a semester in or so? Like, what would you tell them?
First of all, you should check out both of our YouTube channels because we have very good advice and stuff like that.
Advice.
Yeah, well, I'm like anticipating the good advice. It will come. So like basically the summer before I started IB, what I did was I was obsessed kind of with IB YouTubers. I would like watch how they prepared, watch their videos and how they prepared. I'd also watch their videos on like their result reactions, and I just get excited about it. Okay, because the summer is so long and it's like you just have so much time, I don't think it's really worth trying to prepare for the IB in terms of learning content. But I think if you were to do anything, is look at different methods of studying for the different subjects, because this, like the same way you study, like you said, how you would study for math is not going to be the same way you study for your language or the way you study for your science. So like having in your mind different ways that you could approach the subject, so that when you actually do start, it's not like you're not just like super overwhelmed by the different subjects and like the different possible ways that other people are going to be studying them, that you have like you're stable with like your way.
Great. Thanks.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much. Again, guys, go like check out her YouTube channel in the description. Subscribe to mine, and you can watch this video over here or that video over here. They're both tailored just to you, and I'll see you guys next week.
Thanks for watching.